Hi everybody, Varangian Gamer here. We are in Crusader Kings 3. It's the Danelaw playthrough. And yes, well, we have a new ruler, as you saw in the last episode. If you saw the last episode, Siegfried drank himself to death. He really went to town with the drunken trait. He only had it for about 2 years, but he drank himself to death in those 2 years. So he obviously gave the ale a bit of a hammering there. And now we are Skuld. Her prospects were looking, well, were good because she became the Queen of the Danelaw, the first Queen of the Danelaw. Plus, she was betrothed, well, she still is betrothed to the King of Denmark. However, he's not very old, he's only 9. And as you can see, little lad, he's not very well. He's got typhus. So we're not sure whether he's going to survive. Skuld, i.e. me, got very distracted with the death of Siegfried and sent my armies charging into Denmark's war with Iceland. Didn't pay attention, and my armies took a bit of a kicking, resulting in the death of, I think it was possibly an uncle or a cousin who was leading the army. And so let's unpause. We are on a slow speed at the moment. We are retreating. Denmark hasn't really raised a huge army, which I am not too sure as to why that is, because they are at war with a lot of people, and they were defending. So yeah, Iceland obviously wanted that that chunk of their island back, and we were going to obviously try to help him keep it, but I'm not too sure that's going to be the that's going to be successful. Denmark is having problems, not to say the least. The king, the boy king, is not looking good at all. Anyway, a game of riddles are a beloved pastime amongst the Danelander. 2 or more players will exchange increasingly tough problems, often rhyming and steeped in allegory or myth. On one particularly long, lazy day, my mother Alof thinks to challenge me to a game with what must be half the people at court watching. Okay, so you test my speechcraft. This will be fun. The diplomacy challenge. Well, yeah, Skuld is definitely not a diplomat. Her father was. She isn't. I think I've read a few books on riddles. A learning challenge, which it looks like we would do better at, but both of those would give us stress. Okay, to start, who has no brains and is going to the dungeon? I mean, that's, you know, the route that we've taken, the skullduggery and the dread. Is it skullduggery and the dread side of things? You know, that does tie in with that. Thanks, but I'm a queen and I have things to do. Yes, like lose a war. We would spend some intrigue but lose stress because we are shining patient. Yeah, I think the shyness anyway. You know, with all the court watching, that's not something. My mother might lose some opinion, but so be it. We're no longer overwhelmed by stress. Okay, yes, we, I think maybe at the end of last episode, decided to have a funeral for Gudfrid. Yes, he was my uncle. I stand in front of the small crowd of mourners, eyes sweeping over each of the weeping bereaved in turn, and begin my speech. A speech? That's good for somebody so shy. Gudfrid had a singular drive. Perhaps that's why he was considered a fine jarl, a feat that he may never be surpassed in. The great barrow behind me already contains a colossal facsimile of a ship, traced out in runestones and filled with cobbles, each large stone telling the stories of the deceased life. Retainers carry in the last of the buried treasure, then finally, Godfrey's corpse laid out atop its bier. Close the mound. We gain some prestige and lose even more stress. We are stress free. Okay, there's the rest of Denmark's army. Are they heading? No, it doesn't look like they are heading to Iceland. We'll hang around here. I don't think. Oh, we might win that actually. Now let's go for it. Oh, they're moving. Now we would lose it. Okay. Let's. Oh gosh, is this typhus in my realm as well now? This really took a really heavy toll on the family a few decades back. But my sister Aslog has fallen ill with typhus. The future is uncertain. Only the Norns know her fate. Right, let's have a look. So let's have a look. What have we got? We have Aethel. This is Aethelwulf's coughs. Not the typhus. I wonder where she got typhus from. Has she been over here? The Highlander fever? Possibly. Which way are they headed now? Okay. Keep an eye up here. They appear to be heading south. Oh, it looks like she's got better. As I walk down the halls, I hear muffled laughter. Push the door half open. There's my sister Aslog, seeming really covered from typhus. How could this happen? Why me? Here? Why? How unfortunate. Oh, it sounds like she doesn't want her sister to get better. Interesting. Right, well, let's continue with... Oh, there we go. We retook that chunk of Denmark. They've headed down to try to besiege more. So, shall we... What are you doing there? Oh, they are besieging something. Is this Iceland? Why are they besieging this? Oh, it's probably one of the other wars, I guess. Whoops. Oh, it's the ally, isn't it? Of course, it's the ally of Iceland. Okay. Shall we move on their capital? Let's... Excuse me. They're into a little battle, which might take away some of their soldiers, which can only be a good thing. We have a new nickname, the Trickster. My liege, have you heard what they call you? My courtier Verberg says to me, while straightening her hair. They call you Queen Skuld the Trickster. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of peasant and noble alike. Not what I'd have chosen for you, Verberg says, visibly frustrated. I can get used to this name. That's more prestige. Yeah, I like that. He's my man now. Okay. It's been a good while since I saw my old heartthrob Shamunder. Even after all these years, the thought of him as the subject of my childhood infatuation occupies the mind in my midnight hours. He is a man now, and I cannot help but feel myself reaching for my quill when I think of him. Perhaps I ought to finally make my feelings known. I will confess my love, or I must set these set aside these childish thoughts. None of them particularly come up as anything to do with being shy. He was a crush. He's my champion. I will confess my love. We need a little bit of love. Oh, Staymunder doesn't. It seems my feelings remain to be one way. He's completely uninterested in me as a lover, and I am left heartbroken. Do we try to... No, we don't go chasing after him. We're a queen. Oh no, here we go. A liberty demand. This is maybe why we didn't like our sister. Okay, let's just slow things down a little bit before I unpause here. We've got 8 months. We might have to abandon that. It's time for you to recognise the ancient and inalienable rights of your vassals, accept the demands of the Liberty faction, or face our swords on the battlefield. Who are the Liberty faction? 2 members. Your Grima the Bold, who has 780 soldiers. Ooh, she has 900. You get the law autonomous vassal, so this is just lower. They want to lower crown authority. I'm not too worried about doing that. Let's continue to try and help Denmark, and we will give in to our vassals. So they disband. Okay, we can perhaps push that up a little bit more. How is the siege going? There's still 7 months. Another, the map. Apparently you drew a map of the local forest, and my spies think someone is scheming against me or one of my subjects. Now, okay. Yeah, being the intrigue-focused person we are, we won't fall for this. And that idiot definitely belongs in my dungeon. We are being raided. This obviously happens when our armies are off fighting a battle or wars away from our land. Greetings, my liege. I have discovered that Jarl Svanhilde, my spymaster and vassal, her contract obliges her to more than we have collected. Yes, we will right this wrong. Okay, so the siege is coming to a close quickly, I hope, and we might get a very valuable prisoner. Fingers crossed. We got prisoners, but nothing spectacular. Somebody we could ransom, perhaps. I think we will join with our Danish allies. The war score is in our favour. This has now been won. Where are you headed? If we head together, we could defeat that army and really win this war. Are you going to go that way? No, they are off somewhere else. Okay. Am I going to have to win this war for you? They're going to maybe try and take the rest of Iceland. In the balance. Can we raise any more of our men? Potentially. Let's head down the coast a little. Keep out of the way. We've got another 64. Not fantastic. But 64 might just tip the scales in our favour. Oh. Wow, okay. The deaths, obviously they come in such fast fashion, if that's the right, probably not the right word. Well, there we go. Shedding this mortal coil. Skuld did not last long at all. I am enjoying the duck at my feast when suddenly feel my throat swell and my limbs growing slow. I can feel what is coming, but I can do nothing to stop it. It is not long before my visions darkens and the distant shouts of laughter turn into horrified screams, slowly drifting away from me. I had so much more to live for. Died under mysterious circumstances. Well, with such a intrigue lifestyle and background, I thought she would have been a bit more vigilant and a bit more aware when somebody was trying to offer. Oh, maybe she's just allergic to duck. Who knows? Let's just knock that down a little bit. I had so much to live for. Yeah, I wondered whether we were going to get this screen. You have died. How long was I? Oh, I was only queen for 2 years. We now have a new queen, but Queen Skuld of the Danelaw has abandoned her mortal coil at 29 years of age. She died under mysterious circumstances. A conniving woman, she will be long remembered for her pettiness and spite. Queen Aslog ascends the throne, being a woman willing to wait for a plan to come together. Many expect great change to come to the realm, albeit slowly. Continue as Queen Aslog. Okay, let's hit pause. Well, let's have a look at Aslog. I was never expecting you. Married. So the Denmark thing is not going to happen unless divorce is on the cards, however. So let's have a look at Queen Aslog. She is calm, brave, and patient. Okay? Decent traits. She is a flamboyant trickster. She's athletic, a shield maiden, and also scarred. Primarily her martial is high, her prowess is excellent. She's 25. Her health is good. Excellent. Did we lose any land? It doesn't look like it. So she kept everything. Player heir is Jarl Kolbein. He's hoping again. Maybe he's the... yeah, who knows? There are so many potential poisoners around. She has children though. She has a son and a daughter. Our son has only just been born, it appears. Okay, so I think she would go for the son and try to replace the old Colby. Sorry, you might miss out again. So her lifestyle, intrigue or martial. She had an intrigue education, but her martial and her prowess and being a shield maiden. Oh God, look at this! Some of these scars are bad ones, aren't they? So we'll focus on the control of our realm. I think we'll go down the martial route, and let's go for the chivalry as a shield maiden stroke knight, and increase our prowess even more, and we get 5 advantage. So that's that. Let's have a look now. That didn't go up at all, but that went up to 24. So she's a formidable warrior. We have armies. Where do we have armies? We have the first army of Derby. Yes. We have the second army of West Derby. Yes. We've got another one somewhere. Oh, hold on. We are in increased wars here. So the first army of Northamptonshire is over here. We appear to be attacking King Floki of Sweden. Why are we attacking King Floki of Sweden? Because this is my husband, I guess, is attacking King Floki of Sweden. Things are looking good. We don't have an alliance with Denmark. We are still involved in their war, but now I think our priority is over here. I think we should get these met together as soon as possible and head them over there to reinforce this rather. Oh my, he's got, yeah, there's plenty. The war might actually be finished before we get there. So what have we got to do? Okay. Council positions. Let's have a look. You weren't particularly good, but we will assign you and we will start swaying. A marshal, my vassal Earl Self. A steward, Earl Bavagi, and a chancellor, Jarl Grumir. Some quite like us, that's pretty good. We need to nominate a successor, and we are going to choose our son. I hesitated because I wonder whether, as just having 2 queens, she would think about going for a daughter, but I think not part of my dynasty. No, because they were born as it wasn't a matrilineal marriage at the time. I didn't think Auslag was going to get anywhere near the throne. So, okay. Well, let's vote for our cousin. That's not the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. We can determine personal deity and devotee of Ulla, which is the marshal. Yes, hunter, warrior, agent of glory. Okay. We are above the domain limit. Not too worried about that for the moment. We can station men at arms. We can ransom. Yes, we will. We can demand the hostage. King Ivar the III. Is he still? Did he survive? Did he get better? He did. I'm tempted to wonder whether I should divorce my husband and try to get betrothed to young King Ivar there. My children, my son and daughter are not of my lineage. Well, they are, but not my house dynasty. well, let's. How quickly can we get these armies? Whoa! Let's go back together. Oh, we've got a dangerous faction as well. Obviously, the trouble with the succession wars, they are going to send an ultimatum. Okay, let's group those and head them over. To meet the rest of my army. And I think when they meet up, if nothing else happens, we will draw this episode to a close yet again. Yes, let's merge them all together. Yet again another, well, succession-filled episode. Yeah, two queens in 2 episodes. The wars are in our favour. Okay, the plague has gone from our realm, as it has also gone from there, so we have no plagues to worry about at the moment over there anyway. So we'll draw this one to a close as well. Yeah, it's all happening in Danelaw, isn't it? Yeah, so we shall be back again soon with another episode. Please do give me a like and subscribe. That would mean so much to me. I'd be really pleased. But in the meantime, look after yourselves and